Anita Down. I'm the Executive Staff Advisor here at KCDHH, and now I'm sitting here talking with Robin Ritchie, who works with Protection and Advocacy. And I'm going to let Robin tell us a little bit more about herself and what she does.
Hello, as she said, my name is Robin Ritchie, and my sign name is Robin, and I work for Protection and Advocacy. I'm an advocate there, and I am underneath a supervising attorney. So when I get calls and questions that come to me and I'm stuck and I'm thinking, oh, I don't know the answer to that, I always have that legal expert to go to and have a conversation with and find some answers and come back and provide that to the caller.
I understand that you're very passionate about education issues and that you're a former teacher of the deaf for what, 20 years?
20 years teaching experience. So I have sat in on many ARC meetings, and but from that teacher perspective, and now I'm advocating for the students, and I'm helping to give parents information about how to get the most services for their child and everything that they need throughout their school day. So it's a wonderful opportunity to help parents learn. I love to get the calls from parents of young children, because when you find out what your resources are, then you can use those early on and just go through that all the education, knowing that you're doing the best for your child.
And sometimes that's not easy. I grew up with a profound hearing loss, and then now I'm a mom of 2 daughters with a hearing loss.
Yes.
And my first one, when she started school, was so frustrating. And I think people assumed that I knew because I was deaf. I knew my resources, I knew her rights, I didn't. So it was a whole new ball game for me, having to learn all that, and something wasn't fun. So it's nice to know that we have somebody that we can contact. What are your suggestions to parents, specifically parents of deaf and hard of hearing children, to know that their children are getting everything they need throughout the school day?
Well, the importance of the ARC meeting compares to nothing else. The summary at the end of your meetings, in my opinion, is the most important piece of paper from that. You get all of those documents at the end of the meeting and all of the paperwork that comes with special ed services. But that summary at the end is the most important, because if it's not included in that summary, then it was never said, never discussed. So you must have that proof, that documented. If you have a concern and you say it in the ARC meeting and it's not written out in that summary, stop the meeting and say, would you please include my comment about my desire to have more speech services through the day, and why you told me that I can't have that right now. Make sure that those statements are documented.
That's good information to have. What do I do if I disagree with the
Well, when the signature page is circulated at the end of the meeting, go ahead, sign your name, but under your name, write the words "with objections," so that it's documented that you're not in full agreement with those ARC decisions.
with objection? Years ago I was told, don't sign it if you don't agree with it. And I think that changed somewhere. But with objection.
Yes.
I remember
yes.
that. What if I don't know what my child needs? Can you make recommendations, things I need to read, or
Well, P&A has some publications that we can send through email or send, directly to your home that explains the development of an IEP, the ARC process. There are other resources included in the back of those publications. So it's really a good guide. But, the evaluation process should decide what your child needs.
So if I feel that my child needs an FM system or an iPad, an interpreter, and the school is not providing, what do I do? Can I contact P&A?
Sure, I would welcome those calls. You can call us anytime. But with the education issues, it's best to call and just ask, what do I do now? Can you help me? Can you give me guidance on what to do and what to ask for? We are so willing to support that. And it's always best if you can work it out with the school and have good relationships with the school and the district, that's best for your child. But when you have barriers or concerns that you feel that the child is not getting, you should call P&A. I would encourage you to call P&A.
That's good to know. That's really good to know. And I've noticed it seems some parents contact KCDHH frustrated because the school's not providing services the child needs. They're also contacting KCDHH, letting us know that when the child is on par with their peers, they're starting to take away their services. They're saying, well, they're fine now, they don't need their services anymore. Can I contact you and ask you about that?
Yes, and when services are taken away, an IEP is written to show what the needs of the child is. So if the needs change, tell me why. Document why those needs have changed. If I received 60 minutes of speech services 3 days a week, and now I go to an ARC meeting and they're telling me you're going to get 20 minutes one time a week, tell me why and document that on that summary.
I know that ARC meetings are often very intimidating. You have all these professionals sitting across the table from you, and I'm just mama. Do you ever attend ARC meetings to help advocate?
Sure, we're a small staff, so we have gone to ARC meetings and do go to ARC meetings, but that's determined on a case-by-case basis. We can't go everywhere in the state and go and attend an ARC meeting. But what you said just a minute ago, I'm just mama. I want all the moms and all the dads out there to know that you are the expert. So when you walk into that ARC meeting and you feel like, ooh, there's all these professionals, the true professional of the child is the parent. So you know more about that child than anyone in that room. This person sitting in the ARC meeting might be an expert in math. Great. Good for you. But the parent is the expert on the child.
I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. And I didn't feel that way a long time ago when I was starting. Now I do.
Yeah.
But I still hear that all the time. I'm just mama. I'm just mama. I'm not as afraid as I used to be. You were talking about some of the publications that P&A produces. Did you say that there was a guide for ARC meetings?
Well, it's an explanation of what to expect. Who should be in an ARC meeting? Well, you need a regular ed teacher, You need a special education teacher. You must have someone with an administrative authority to make like money decisions and things like that, and the parent, and if appropriate, the child. You know, so hopefully more children are involved in their ARC meetings and provide that voice for what they need.
Two things. First, I have some documents that were created by Hands and Voices, which is a parent support group for families that have deaf and hard of hearing children, specifically related to ARC and IEP meetings. I'm going to share that with you.
Oh, good.
I don't know if it's anything that you can use, but if it is, maybe nice to be able to share resources.
Right.
And I don't know if I have any more specific questions, but I know how passionate you are.
Oh,
So,
yes.
Is there anything else you would like to add that you want people to know?
I think just making sure that you have a written record of requests that you make of a school. Get you a binder and put everything in a binder, from the IEP, the summaries, emails that you have between home and school. Make sure things have dates on them. That will help to show that you have made this request, and maybe you were told you could get a service. You still don't have it. And then you can show, well, I asked you in January, and here it is, maybe even the next school year, and you still don't have what you're supposed to have. Then, ARCs are negotiating meetings. So, the most important things would be to get the true needs of the child on the IEP. Make sure that the summaries are showing the concerns, the response from the district, and that's documented. And then 3, if you don't feel comfortable about all of the decisions that are made, to make sure that you write that with objections under your signature on that signature page that's passed around.
2 things very important. That with objections and document.
Yes.
If it's not documented, it didn't happen.
That's right.
I thank you for coming here.
Oh, I
and
have
talking to
loved
me.
every minute of this conversation, and I'm hoping that parents feel like they have some more power and that more control over their child's school day.
You can swear that I will be telling them to contact P&A.
Wonderful. Well, thanks for having me.